Content warning. This is a warning before the episode starts that at an hour and 3 minutes till about an hour and 20 minutes, we talk about some heavy material, including talking about Grant Morrison's depiction of Talia al Ghul in the pages of his Batman run. So, if you are not comfortable with certain subjects, make sure that you check the description of the episode. Make sure that you skip to an hour and 20 minutes. That way, you avoid that conversation. And make sure that you take breaks if you are someone sensitive to these conversations. Thank you guys so much. We hope you guys enjoy the episode. What's going on, good people of the internet? It is time once again for Comics Unmasked, the podcast where a bunch of folks shoot the breeze and talk about comic books and such. We are back for episode 8. We are 8 issues in. We are in danger of getting canceled by Marvel at this point because they like to relaunch constantly. I mean, DC's getting there, but but they ain't as bad as Marvel. But everyone knows that. But we will get into our concerns about that at some point. But don't forget that you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts is not a thing anymore. I don't know why. But I think you can still put the show on YouTube under a RSS feed, which I think is kind of interesting.
Yes.
Amazon, Audible. If you want to keep your books and your podcast in the same place, you can put us on Audible. I think that's everywhere. Oh yeah, iHeartRadio. And make sure that you peep us on Instagram. Thanks to Ruby. Twitter,
Yes,
Blue Sky. TikTok. We are blowing up the socials trying to get y'all in here. Make sure you join.
And YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel.
What?
Yep.
Oh snap! I need to peep that. I need to peep that after the show. I didn't know about that.
That's a hilarious thing for her to drop.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because because we have been getting requests for YouTube. So that like what we've got 4 now of people wanting YouTube. So I'm down with it. But make sure you peep all the socials. Join the Discord, discord.comicsunmasked.com. That way you can join the community. We hit 100 members in the Discord. Holy shit! Mostly thanks to Ruby's campaigning. Due to something on the agenda we will get to. But my name is Jay Penumbra. We to the show below me today, the man who hit the wrong button before the show, who we have now deemed Black Greg Sipes in the chat, gonna start dropping bars like he's Beast Boy catching villains.
Sir.
B-Rax, my man, how you doing?
I'm doing great today. I got off work early because this time there was no raccoon in the basement. So the boss was like, hey, I got in late. I'm not going to come in. So don't even bother coming in. So I got to come straight back home, play some video games, catch up on a little bit of reading because I'm excited about this All Negroes comic that just came out. So, it's been so good.
That's actually the title of the book, y'all. He's not fucking with you. That's the title of the book. Also, whoever thought they were funny tagging King Lion in B-Rex's comments.
Oh my God.
I got my eye on you. And I've had people request for King Lion to come on the show. King Lion can come on the show whenever he unblocks me for defending a black woman from his ire. So we'll drop that one in the chat for everybody. If you wanna go have him go unblock me for defending Mighty Z during the Black Sands nonsense, then he can come on the show. But that's neither here nor there because I was very respectful in how I addressed that. I'm dropping bars in the chat already. But then we have old girl who's making faces at me because I'm dropping bars. The woman who needs to get on her grad school applications in this mug. Astro, how you doing?
I'm doing so good. Please don't talk about the grad school applications. I'm so scared, but I'm going to be so library pilled. And the best thing about doing my applications is that once they're sent, I can chill a little bit. And then once I start school back again and I study to become a librarian, I'm just going to read more comics because it's in the field. So I'll do exactly what I did my senior year of undergraduate, which is why I'm sitting here in the first place.
There you
We're just
go.
gonna make it all about comics, and we're gonna make it all about my favorite characters. So that's what I've been up to, but that's what I'm always up to.
There we go. Then we have the goat herself, the like who basically is just the social media manager now of the show because she
We
has just
love it. We
become
love it.
a badass doing everything. I'll be asleep and I'll wake up to changes in the
Literally.
Discord, or now we have a YouTube. Ruby Moon, the goat herself, is now just officially a cast member. Like you just have earned that. How you doing?
Good, good. Actually, funny thing, I've actually accidentally become mutuals with King Lion, and it's the funniest
What?
lore because I was doing tier lists on who tops and bottoms, and I was he debated me on whether Superman would top or bottom. And we also we mutually agree that Batman always bottoms.
Of course, yeah. Like we all
Of
know
course.
Bruce always bottoms.
As
Like
a Batman
I-
fan,
I will-
I know that
I mean,
for
I mean,
sure.
like,
I
think
love
there's-
being here.
Like he has an entire
he
like
looked
thing
up,
for
it's
dominant
also on
women. Like if you look at his
You can find the whole
catalog,
conversation on YouTube.
There's
like
a reason why Catwoman uses a whip.
like honestly though, like let's talk like dead ass. If you look at Bruce's dating record, unless it's like a random like person who's only dating Bruce Wayne, not
No,
someone
literally.
dating Batman, like you'll have a couple people here and there that like want to meet Bruce Wayne, and he almost might tell them his identity. Like that'll happen here and there, but 9 times out of 10, man is bottoming, and he's okay with bottoming, and that's
He
just
wants
a
to
fact.
give up control.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
And that's very healthy for it's more healthy than whatever Bruce Wayne does in his normal day-to-day life. I'm going to be actually so honest with you.
That's actually very true.
Especially when like he's
You can't even
tired.
deny it because like look at all of his girlfriends, literally all of them, Talia, Diana, like Selena,
Like
even,
nonstop.
He literally dated he literally dated a woman of the night, like
Iconic.
like Silver Saint Sinclair.
Right, but like think about
Talia until you brought her
Silver
up.
though. Like Silver specifically was only there for Bruce, so you can tell that like maybe he topped the first date, and then it slowly devolved back into where it is.
The only one you
Oh my
could maybe
gosh.
argue would probably be Vicky, but even then,
Yes!
Vicky is like on Vicky's on top.
But like when you really break it down though, Bruce is having to be the dominant, the one in power for all of his life though, having to be a father figure, having to be the protector, having to do that. So it makes honestly, from a logical standpoint, that he would do it. So when all the and I remember when
I reason my ships.
right, and it's like I remember when the wedding issues of King's Run was coming out, and you had all the comics gators who were like, "Oh, Batman's a soy boy for getting married." I'm like, brother, all the shit that man's been through, I don't blame him.
That
like,
was his idea, lest we forget.
Right.
In the book,
Like-
he
like-
wanted that, and Selena was like, "Oh."
right, like I don't understand nonsense. But let's go ahead and dig into the news as we know from it. So 2 topics here that are gonna kind of like double stack into each other. We're gonna start with the Marvel content first. Luna Snow is getting her own book at Marvel after long last. Her first appearance was during I believe Absolute Carnage during the Agents of Atlas thing. But because of all the stuff that's been going on with Marvel Rivals, Marvel has deemed fit to give Luna Snow her own ongoing. It's going to be written by Greg Pak, who did have influence in like creating her. Because for those who don't know, Luna Snow and like all those Agents of Atlas characters besides like Braun and Shang-Chi, they were all created in collaboration with Netmarvel because of Marvel Future Fight. Because Marvel Future Fight was like, bro, y'all ain't got no Asian people in here. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is a problem. Like, y'all got Shang-Chi, but he's racist as hell. Like, his dad's name, original, his original father was like an Asian stereotype caricature. Like, Mandarin was a joke back in the day. Like, y'all had some problems in here. It's like, oh, well, we got Totally Awesome Hulk. It's like, that's not enough. So Netmarvel started dropping bombs. They were like, Luna Snow, White Fox. I'm like, y'all are getting it. And then they had a couple mini series or one shots like during the pandemic, but obviously because of the pandemic, they really didn't do too hot. But now, because of Luna Snow blowing up because of Marvel Rivals, we're seeing her get her own ongoing, and that's cool. I'm here for it. I'm down to see where it goes. But why, like as much as I love that Greg Pak had some influence in creating her, why did you not get a woman on this book in the first place? That's my first concern. B, this isn't gonna last more than 6 issues, so and that's
Oh,
depressing to know.
well, yeah.
Like, let's keep it a stack. This book is only gonna be on the shelf for a little bit. That way they can put it in a mini and then be like, "Here you go, Luna Snow fans. We got you a book," and it's
Exactly.
gonna be like,
Exactly.
So, as I was traveling around looking for some Mr. Terrific here in Utah, which is nearly
"Oh, you poor
impossible,
thing."
one of the I know one of the other things that I noticed is like two of the shops that I stopped by, there was a dad taking in his go and everything like that. And Luna Snow was the second thing that I'd hear come out of this little girl's mouth. It'd always be Jeff the Shark and then Luna Snow. And so there's a market. I really hope Marvel actually like picks up some things here and actually understands that, like, you know, progress some characters out, show us a more wide-ranging world than just New York, because we love it. We love seeing everything that's about everywhere that the Avengers travel, because that is amazing stuff to see. But if you guys don't capture this moment and what he just said, it's kind of weird that you don't have a female writer on there as well, because Luna Snow is going to be directed towards girls most of the time. That's like her main category is girls are
Yeah.
going to be looking at this and being like, hey, let me see what this character is all about. And
She's
if
like a
that
K-pop girly,
connection
right?
isn't there,
Yeah, basically,
exactly,
yeah.
that connection ain't there, then it's gonna
Right.
flop.
Well, it's also one of those things that, like, with Huntrix and, like, the K-pop
Mm.
Demon Slayer movie and stuff like that, like, you have such a market, but I will read it, but I'm really curious about the tone and if it will feel juvenile, kind of, in a sense, or if the tone will
Mhm.
be so left field, like, kind of, like, dark that I kind of didn't expect it from my idea of this character as someone that doesn't play Marvel Rivals. So I don't like I think it'll be cute. I think it'll be fun. Like Jay said, I don't think it's gonna last long, but I'm very curious like what the sliding scale of tone is going to be here for her and her dialogue, honestly, mostly.
Mhm.
Ruby, any thoughts from
And
you?
as someone who is known for like not reading Marvel, actually one of the best ways to get me to actually read Marvel would be to have like Luna Snow books, because that's actually one of the few characters that I have read. I've read pretty much Luna Snow and She-Hulk.
Well, and what's wild to me is, don't get me wrong, we know from like what Dennis Camps has said on Twitter that like we already know Peach Momoko is in the mines busting ass on all these different variant covers
Like,
and
oh my
Ultimate X-Men,
gosh.
but like you couldn't find any other people to handle this book. And like Greg Pak, I love Greg Pak. I will swear by that man. I know there's some interesting people on Twitter that like don't like his writing, but I have seen this man hit the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. So that is a writer similar to Bendis, where you'll at least pique my interest. But at the same
Right.
time, I'm sitting here like, y'all couldn't find anybody else, really?
Mm.
Who was it that wrote that Silk mini series a while back? Like you
Oh, you'll
well,
look it up faster than me, but I have the name floating in my head.
well, and it's also I will correct myself. It wasn't Absolute Carnage. It was War of the Realms. But like War of the Realms feels like so long ago, so I totally forgot about it. But like it's just one of those things where I feel like Marvel should be looking really deep into their own lore and finding more writers to help this book. Like I'm
Mhm.
all for it, but it just seems a little odd. Emily Kim, yeah, like
Yes.
you could call her.
Wait. Now I'm kind of mad.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm kind of exhausted of like men just writing women. I mean, there are very few men that I trust with women characters, and that's
Mm.
probably just Greg Rucka at this point, because all the other men get canceled so easily by opening their mouth.
I feel like it's just one of those things that like I don't know. I think like I've become like at like an impasse when it comes to like women characters and stuff like that, and I I kind of hate the assumption that like men can't write women, but
Mm,
I feel like what happens with a lot of male writers is that they don't evolve kind of the
mhm,
other spectrum of sex and gender because they're so comfortable in like one region or realm. So it kind of gets to a situation where we see very almost masculine progress
Mm.
where there's such an untapped like femininity and fem side there that like they can't really I think it's like they don't feel comfortable kind of like delving
Yeah.
into it because you do get a situation where it's like, oh, you kind of look stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. But I think that fear, at least like when it comes to art, it kind of is just like I don't know, you we're not getting there. We're not getting to where we
Mhm.
need to get to. And like I am excited to read this just to see like if we really dive into the aspects of like femininity and the feminine identity, especially that you need to talk about with like a K-pop star of
Mm.
Yeah.
all things and the industry of K-pop and like how Korean beauty standards and stuff like that work. Like that is
Mm.
such a necessary thing to touch on if you want me to like sit down and read stories about her.
Hell,
You know what I mean?
Didn't Alyssa Wong write the original Future Fight one shot for White Fox, Crescent, and Luna Snow? Like, what happened to her? Like, why not?
Right.
Like if you're, especially if like, because you kind of hit the nail on the head when it comes to like K-pop Demon Hunters and like Future Fight as a whole already called out Marvel when they were like, hey, you kind of need some more talent here, and that's not to say like Braun and like Shang-Chi and like the couple others we have are bad. Like they just A, were horribly stereotyped for so long, or B, white people hated them in the case of Amadeus Cho. So you don't really have any ground to really work with there. But like you look at Crescent, White Fox, and Luna Snow, you have three primetime characters that could do so much numbers if you do it right. And
Hmm.
from my talk that I had with David Pepos, it seems like Marvel doesn't really fully believe in the power of Marvel Unlimited. If like, and while yes, you have successes like Jeff the Shark, whose books went from being digital only to now being in print, you have a great potential here to make good quality books for these three characters in digital format and then slowly roll them out in print where you could be like, hey yo, Korean fans, hey yo, people who love K-pop Demon Hunters, you have a full outlet here to kick ass and enjoy these characters, and then we'll slowly drop Luna on the Avengers. We'll slowly do this here and that, but first of all, get them a different team than Agents of Atlas. That was such a weird old relic to pull out to give the Asian team. I don't know why you did that.
Right.
But B, like, capitalize here. Like I'm not like, especially I feel like I can see Marvel having cold feet because the last they tried a whole marginalized group as a whole team was Black Panther and the crew. So I can see the concern, but at the same time, if you actually teach people about the pre-order system, believe in your digital team, and give them the tools to market this right, you could have some money on your hands. And I
You're
feel
asking Marvel to believe in their digital team? Like, love and respect. Love and respect.
it just makes me
It's like
sad,
it's
bro.
literally like, having this conversation is kind of mind blowing because I'm like, didn't we get like Luna Snow like comics and shorts already? But like looking into it, like kind of like not at all.
Well, because
Like, and
I feel
I'm a
like
little
those mini
surprised.
well I feel like those minis were specifically done in agreement with Marvel Future Fight, the mobile
Hmm.
app, to give these characters backstory. Like, because if you even look on Key Collector, the Agents of Atlas War of the Realms issue where all these characters premiered, that book is rising in price because of the fact that because of Rivals, there's been talk of
Mm.
maybe a Luna Snow Disney Plus show, a Luna Snow ongoing. So like having an avenue for these characters to be reached out to, like Rivals, I can definitely see in the next like 5 months, you're gonna see Crescent, this little girl with a giant bear spirit, be a tank in
Right.
Rivals. It's gonna happen. Like that's a whole like because people are like, oh, what tanks do you want for Rivals? You like I want Juggernaut and Colossus. I'm like, bro, Crescent's gonna be in there in 5 minutes because especially because
Yeah.
because look at how you had Swordmaster, a character that nobody was paying attention to, and then he got bumped into being Iron Fist because of things like Future Fight and different things like that. And he was the Iron Fist that got picked by NetEase to be in Rivals. Not Danny Rand. They said we're picking Lin Lee. So that kind of like that shows
Yeah,
that
right.
like people like Ruby, like it's obvious.
Exactly.
Like you get her to
Yeah.
come in the door if they have representation. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's like just think about why Luna Snow went viral on TikTok anyways. It's like
Mhm.
people associated unofficial theme with her because they were like, this song fits like what she's playing. It's like you're Disney. Like, let's be real, you're Disney, not just Marvel. It's like you can literally team up with any K-pop group and say, hey, can you guys make us a Luna Snow theme or something? I'm sure most of them would be
Right.
down.
That would be dope. And I'm not even a Luna Snow fan like that. I would be jumping on that music instantly.
I didn't even think of the Disney perspective, and now I'm
Like the
I'm
amount
way
of
more mad.
if you say what you will, if you want a K-pop Demon Hunters competition right there, just drop it. Just drop the singles.
No, and it's
drop the
also like
money.
I keep talking about this all the time, but like I ranted to my nieces and nephews, and they didn't understand because they're 10. But I was talking about like K-pop and like the death of it in the West almost, and how like because of like no because of this weird era of dry K-pop groups, or like K-pop groups that like Western audiences aren't interested in, we have this rise of like Huntrix, and K-pop Demon Slayer is like charting
And it's
K-pop
crazy
in a
because look at
yeah.
the Halloween costumes. It's the
We don't have
sixth slot.
any.
I saw
These
5
six
different
slots.
Huntrix around my
The
neighborhood
top
yesterday.
6 slots of Halloween costumes is the Huntrix and the Saja Boys.
Like,
Top 6 for Halloween.
and was
And they like didn't
yeah, crazy.
make enough. Like they didn't think there's the variation is not there because they didn't think this was going to blow up the way that it did. And I think it's one of those things that like Marvel's staring at an opportunity, and like they're squinting their eyes at it and being like, I can't really see it that well. Like I don't know. Like I need them to put on the glasses, because even Ruby being like,
I'll
oh,
come
like
through.
it's Disney. Like that's crazy.
Mhm.
Like Luna Snow as a K-pop character
Mm-hmm.
could by now have had an entire album.
Yeah.
And honestly, you could do exactly what Sony did, and you could have Luna be this like K-pop star where she has her own like albums, and like people would eat that shit up because
I'm
we know
eating it up
that
right
because
now, and it's not
look
real.
at
We're literally
Golden, that
handing
is
you money on a
still
silver
number
platter.
one.
And like
Golden is
That was I gonna
like
say, listen to us
directly
here.
in competition with Taylor Swift. She's like, Taylor
No,
Swift is 1,
literally.
K-pop is 2.
it's so funny watching like, and it's so funny too because like iHeartRadio and like we love y'all because y'all like host our show, but like it's so funny listening to the I don't know if it's AI or if someone recorded it, but like when they go now playing Hunterix and it's like, oh y'all white people, oh this is funny, and it's like but people
Oh,
are
bro.
eating it up.
It's
That's the
giving
crazy.
Siri trying to pronounce your contacts. And it's like, is this
Yeah,
is this the person that you want to
Oh my
call?
God. And it's like, do you know how many art germ variants you could have stacked on this fucking book if y'all just put the work in? Like how look at all the different costumes she has in Marvel Rivals. Art germ
Literally.
variant. Drop that shit. Motherfuckers will eat that shit up. But like we'll keep an eye on that. We'll definitely like look at it when it comes out in the new year. Now for the depressing news in relation to Marvel, the sales charts. Miles Morales has officially been canceled again at issue 42.
Dear
They're
goodness.
saying ended or this is the finale, like this was planned. And they keep doing this thing where they cancel Miles Morales at issue 42 because his spider is number 42 at Oscorp or some shit. And I'm just like, y'all,
I'm not laughing.
right? Like I don't understand because why on earth are we doing this? You have people. You have one of the largest movies. It's either Oscar nominated or Oscar won movie. I think it's Oscar nominated, but like for like Best Picture. But like one of the best, like the biggest movies in the country. And you're like, nah, we're gonna keep canceling his book and relaunching it. Like I know, Marvel. I know you have this belief that series will be successful if they are constantly relaunching. Yes, you do see a bump a little bit. You see a little bit of a bump if there's a relaunch. If someone sees a number one, because for some reason the human mind sees number one and sees it as a jumping on point. But your literal, what are your juggernaut of a brand that we now see him AI'd at con, Stan Lee, is out here who said every comic can be someone's first. Stop with this belief that you have to cancel everybody's books just to relaunch and get a little bit of a bump. It works occasionally. You had New 52, you had Marvel Now, you had All New, All Different Marvel, you had Marvel Now again. Like, there's evidence
like
to...
occasionally,
Right.
like it's not like that crazy of a margin. And like even like the the AI Stanley, oh dear
I
gosh.
thought about talking about that, but I was like, I was so infuriated that I don't want to talk about it.
No, you're right, and I'm also like we said last episode, we're so tired. But it like go like we but like even the notion of like every comic can be like somebody's first comic, like, and we say this all the time, like I don't know how much I can say this, but like I miss kind of like this era of like I can just pick up whatever and read it, and like if I'm confused, it's not really that confused. And I think like what, and Jay can get on me all he wants for not reading Marvel and not being updated. I'm scared. It's one of those things that like I look at a Marvel timeline and I look at like this kind of idea of like we're continuing, we're continuing, we're continuing.
If you need
And
jumping
if
on
we don't
point,
like
like,
it, we're
let me know.
rebooting it.
I will hook you up and let you know when stuff is. And that's
No,
the
I
thing
know,
too.
and I
Like, that
have
isn't just
so
for
many
her. That's for
resources, and I
everybody who
have
will listen to the show.
everything. Right. I have so many resources where I have everything. We can even make resources and stuff like that. Like there's ways for it to be digestible. I just like kind of in modern day Marvel and like the Marvel that I've read in the past, like it doesn't, when I try to like jump from like 95 forward, 1995 forward, I feel like my head is spinning continuously.
You say that, but you'll have people who will say that about DC and will just be like, "Nah, man, you just go here and here," and it's like we were like it's
Okay,
it's
but
the
I
big two
love
entirely.
that is fair.
It's the big
I
two
think
as a
like
whole.
it works. I think the way DC works, the fragmentedness is good for my brain, or has historically been good for my brain, where I understand stories in that way.
Okay.
But if I pick up like a later Marvel and there's an inside joke I don't get, or there's like a reference I don't get, I will lose my mind. And then because Marvel posts and has so many issues, I will be sitting there reading so many issues. Like that, like I literally see the snowball and like it's building and like, oh, you guys are adding more snow to it and I appreciate it. I'm gonna push it soon. But it's
Well,
like such like once I'm there, I'm there.
Well, like, I'm curious, like Ruby, like what holds you back? Like you said, you listen, like you read She-Hulk, like, but like what else is stopping you from getting into Marvel? Like because I definitely see the need for us to talk about the impenetrable wall that the big two are as a whole. And while yes, you can say that like the relaunches that DC does, like New 52, Rebirth, then they had All In and stuff like that, those can kind of be signals for people beyond just what Marvel does, which is have number ones over and over again. But what is the better way for us to approach trying to encourage people into this?
There's kind of a mix of it. I mean, for me, it's more so to do with that I was, as a kid, I was just never interested in Marvel. Every time I had my parents had white boxes. Every time I would go through them, most of the time I'd be reading DC comics, and every once in a while I'd stumble upon the Marvel comic. But it's like most of it, I don't know what it even was. I think it was honestly, as a kid, I think it was just the lettering. Like I think I just preferred DC lettering
That's valid.
and the colorization that they did. But I think now it's just, I think it's difficult to really find the characters that will resonate with me, because like there's a lot of dubros in the Marvel community, and if you ask them for recommendations, it's Moon Knight, Spider-Man, like okay, like I don't.
I find that so hilarious too because the way
That
this
breaks
shows.
my heart that you don't even want to dive into Moon Knight. At
And
least do ask for a
I mean, I
solid.
will, but it's like, and if you ask them for like female Rex, they're like,
Bro.
oh, none of them really have any good ones.
That's a lie.
Okay.
That's a lie. And it's so funny you say that because this show was created and I got Astro
Literally.
on board by giving her
Literally.
female Rex. Like there are some of the best runs. Like
And I
Captain
was like,
Marvel.
oh, this
I
dude knows
believe it.
ball.
Right, like
This
they're-
dude
I
knows
think
ball.
also my biggest problem, and this is a little bit of DC's problem as well, but it's like why don't you all on your Marvel Unlimited and DC Infinite have categories for the characters so that I can look up the character that I want to read
They do.
and then see all of the comics?
They
like,
do.
yeah, they do, but they have it in a weird way. I just mean like having like because there's no actual like characters like tab.
Yeah, there is. If you go to Marvel Unlimited on your browser right now, there's a little whole characters tab. Like, I ain't trying to like check your privilege, but like I like if you open the app like right now, like I'm looking at it right. I'm not trying to mansplain you. Please
Like,
understand that. But like it's right
no.
there.
No, I know that. I know what you're talking about, but it's like it doesn't even like list out all of the comics though.
It doesn't list everything. Okay, that's fair. Like
That's what I mean.
No,
Okay.
and
I'll agree
that's
with
what
that.
I understand with like
Okay.
the kind of like there's a lot.
Whereas
'Cause,
like,
like,
if you go to League of Comic Geeks, you can find the characters and you can find
right.
all
Everything.
the stuff that is. Like, why not implement that kind of search system into like Marvel Unlimited? And
Well, like
DC?
I think that kind of says something to the idea of like I don't think Marvel and DC, like they say they have historians, but I don't think they value the idea of trusting someone to sift through these web pages and put everything. Also, I just realized Astro's been eating Five Guys this entire time. I just realized that.
But I've been doing it so subtly, and I've been doing it actually almost for like 40 minutes. So
Hey,
the
at least
fact
you
that
can- at
just
least you can
noticed
say
that
you-
Hey, you got away
personality-
with it. I didn't even notice.
At least you can say you figured out the mutant button better than B-Rex, because like you hear B-Rex hit the whole Yeti button like every time.
It kills me.
And I also think the other thing really has to do with the way that their social medias are run.
Ooh.
Because neither Marvel nor DC push comics on their social media. It's all just like
Yes.
these are the last
Yes.
movies that we saw. These are the last.
I
like,
love how
TV
the social
shows.
media manager of the show is calling out the social media managers. I love it. I'm here for it.
It's like
Thank you.
I've seen like, you know, obviously Dynamite and Boom, all of them have dedicated comic
Yes.
YouTube channels, and it's like DC doesn't have a single
Right.
one.
Like they do, they just
Neither
don't
does
use
Marvel.
them. That's the thing. Like
I mean, yeah.
like I
well,
wanna,
it's like it's one of those brands that kind of like.
Mhm.
Or they don't want to keep up with it because
yeah.
I say it
I
all
mean,
the
I'll
time.
do it.
Astro says it. It's
I
weekly.
do it. Hire me. Like I'll
I'm
do
crying.
it.
But no, but it's one of those things that like you talk about the historian stuff. I got it. Like, and it's one of those things of like, especially I was talking about earlier that like comics as a medium is not really being respected. I feel and has
Yeah.
not really been
Yeah.
respected in the past.
Well,
like
like they're
5
so
years.
high on like the MCU and the DC, and I understand.
Right.
Like
I
that
feel like
is
that bubble
ultimately their
bursted in
biggest profit.
2020
But
and we're
still, like,
recovering.
why is it the only time the comic sells is when James Gunn mentions it? It's like you should take that
Right.
and be like, oh, why is that happening? Oh, because you mean when we actually advertise comics, people will actually read them?
Well, like, and that's the crazy part too
Right?
is like, because we were talking about before the show. If you look at the Key Collector app, they track the eBay sales, they track the different like Craigslist sales. They see every because the cool thing about CGC, the people who like slab books and whatnot, they track those sales. They release their sales numbers and tell you what different books are selling for. So those first appearances, those first team ups, those like key issues people look for, the first like, oh, you appeared in a panel, like one singular panel. We track that shit, and you saw, oh, Mr. Terrific might be getting a HBO Max show. First issue started to rise, or oh, we're doing they showed the whole we're doing that one Justice League arc at in the Peacemaker. We're like that issue started to shoot up in price. Like it, like if the DC and Marvel actually believed in these mediums, and it's wild because I was reading how Bo DeMeo, like who got fired from X-Men '97, was talking about his pitch period when he was pitching his Blades movie for Marvel, and how Kevin Feige's like, love it, let's do it, here for it. But then a Disney executive in the room was like, that's too comic booky. And I'm like,
Whoa. Yeah.
that's a concern. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you know how much money these books have made you? Do you know all this stuff has been going on?
No, and that's why,
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna be honest, and I haven't been honest, and I'm so sorry. The truth comes out right now. Like, I'm sorry, NJ laughs, but like, this is really personal and dear to my
Let's
heart.
go.
I don't read Marvel comics because the MCU broke my heart in a way that I don't think I've recovered from.
Oh.
I used to have an MCU Stan account.
Oh.
So Caramel went from oh, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I was a Talia fan account, and then I shifted into an MCU Stan account.
Oh.
That's what Astro Caramel on Instagram was.
Oh.
Whoever remembers, please God don't talk to me about it.
JSA Secret
I got
Files and Origins here. I'm here for it. Like, we're going deep in the
I
lore.
got bullied for it. It was cringy in its own silly right, but I rode so hard from the MCU when my hometown friends were like, Astro, I don't like I low key don't understand this obsession. I'm like, Shh, guys, like you don't get it. It's not for you. And then I saw Endgame, um, and I was like, oh okay. And I deleted everything and I started posting Fire Emblem
What?
content.
Why did Endgame break you? I'm curious. We're getting deep
Oh,
in
look
the
at
Astro
why.
lore
What do
here.
you mean why?
Why did it break you? What?
Endgame the movie. I hate that movie.
Why? I'm
It
curious. Like, we might need to do an
oh
Endgame
god.
review at some
Okay.
point.
Right?
The plot thickens here. I'm here
It
for it.
fundamentally, in my eyes, destroyed years of character development that I felt was
Ooh.
so personal and near dear to me
Was it
that
Widow?
it wasn't even her because I understand why she did it.
Mm.
She was suicidal from the beginning of Infinity
Mm.
War.
Okay.
And like
Okay.
that was a character note I picked up on and I was very sad about it, but I was more mad about the disrespect that the narrative did to the character as a
Mm.
whole and not respecting her passing and not respecting her sacrifice than I was about the character decision. But what they did to Steve Rogers, I have
What?
such a memory.
Huh?
Oh, oh, I have such a memory of walking outside of my childhood theater and I'm screaming at everybody. Not because Sam Wilson, well, I think I was mad naivety at the time that Bucky wasn't the captain, but then it passed probably within a week. And then I was like, I know, I get it. Be mad at me, cancel. I get it. But then it was gone within a week, and then
I'm over here like pointing at my
the
Sam Wilson poster, like
I know, I
hypocrisy.
get it,
No,
and
heresy,
I
heresy.
know, and I. This is why I was really scared to tell you, Jay,
Oh no,
and
it's
I'm
fine. It's
shaking
fine.
in my boots right now. But I got over that. So like, it wasn't that wasn't the rant. The rant was everything that the going back in time and the Peggy thing
Oh, the Peggy
and
thing.
the
That, you
doing
know
all
what?
that.
Props. I'll give you that. If that's what broke
Because
you,
I
fair, fair.
quickly got over immediately Sam Wilson the minute I saw him like the promo
Mm,
for their show. I
mm,
immediately was like, I was wrong. And I told all my friends, I was like, I was wrong. And they
mm,
were like, you were. And they gave
mm.
me some Sam Wilson comic recommendations. I
There
was
you
like, I
go.
appreciate you.
Fair. I'll give you
But the
that.
Sam character regression,
Mm,
that is why Astro
mm.
paused the Marvel Mania
You know
ahead of
that's
my
a
time.
very valid point. I can get behind that because like hating
I
Endgame.
deleted the account. I archived everything. I couldn't.
I've heard people say they hate Endgame specifically because of the fact that like they hate how big of a high it was, but then we shot so low with the mini TV shows and the
No,
Marvels.
I like
But
the
like
TV
but
shows.
like
That's
like
silly.
I will always hate how like people gave the Marvels so much shit, even though the Marvels is one of the best like done in one like
Yeah.
comic books you could ever see in your entire
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, and it feels like with the MCU and sometimes Marvel itself that you're walking into like a male's locker room, and so it's like,
Yeah.
and
I
the
like
only
being in the
female
boys'
character
club
that they
though, and then the
had in
boys'
the
club disappointed me.
MCU, they killed off before she got a solo movie.
And she was sexualized to hell, so like, yeah.
And then nobody watched that movie.
And I think the biggest problem is not that there's a lack of female characters, is that most of them are written for the male gaze.
Mm.
So you have a lot of them
No,
that
I hear
are
you.
written for the sexual appeal. You know, you see the outfits they're wearing. You
Mm.
know exactly who they're marketing.
There are weirdos in the
the
Gooner
variant covers that
yes.
show off the
like there are weird Gooners who will fight about how much of the original Miss Marvel Ash should show in her unitard. Like that's how
Right.
weird Marvel fans will get, bro. Like it's ridiculous. So I definitely understand. But nah, I just from the like to bring it back home real quick. Like Miles getting canceled again because I'm not gonna say like oh this was planned or oh this was the idea because Torrin
No.
Clark one of like a variant artist came out and said this was the plan. I did a variant cover for the last run, the Ahmed run at 42. I'm doing another variant cover for this one. I'm like, but the thing about it is, Cody Ziegler has been cooking with
Right.
Miles Morales. Like, he's gone so far as to have T'Challa and Miles fight and have Bast show up in their spiritual fight and say, hey, yo, T'Challa's my champion. I'm not going to let him sacrifice himself to get rid of your vampirism. And then
That's
Anansi shows up and says, look, dog, hey, yo, I'm going to solve your problem. I'm just going to, all you need to do is be true of heart and I'll get rid of your vampirism. But then Bast is like, oh, no, hold up. Don't go with a Nazi because there's always a price to pay. And she's like, bitch, nah, let me roll with little homie. And it's so cool too because the way we see Black Anansi drawn so well and so great, and we're giving more lore to Miles and separating him from Peter and making him distinct. And then we're gonna end Cody Ziegler's run. And I'm like, y'all got me fucked up, bro. Y'all got me all the way fucked up. This idea that we're gonna cancel this run while it has so much momentum. And I know I said last week, Cody, we need to get rid of the weird vibranium suit. Please get rid of it. But in general, the art has been cooking, the lore has been cooking it. But why would you stop this just because sales are a little down? We need to get a new creative team. We need to get a new number one in there. Shut up, bro.
No, and it's a DC it's a Marvel pattern. It was one of those things that I got sad, but then I immediately was like, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's the issue that I come across with Marvel is because I come to find Fantastic Four stories, there's a continuation through most of those stories from what I'm told, to where it starts from the beginning of the Fantastic Four and then even if you were to pick up today's current issue, it's still technically a continuation even though there is some of that time warping and stuff like that. And I love that aspect about it. That's a reason why I got hooked on to Batman for so long is because I saw a continuation all the way up to a certain point, And that's why I kind of going back and forth and I constantly see Fantastic Four on the shelves and I'm that close to picking it up and actually starting to read some of it is because I know I'm not going to fall in short to the same, I hate to say it's Batman catalog of going through the storyline again, going through the Robin again, going through this again. And it feels like you guys are now doing that with Miles to me because I'm going to the most current Spider-Man I picked up was the not Incursions. I think it might be called Incursions for the Ultimate Universe. And it's now following a similar storyline to what we're getting in the movies. Nothing wrong with that. I enjoy reading that stuff, but we need that continuation to still be put there because if I'm getting a movie version of something I'm seeing on the comic book and it's supposed to be a little bit different, but I'm seeing those similarities too much, there's something that you guys aren't doing correctly there.
I also think there is kind of a lack of synergy when it comes to the MCU and Marvel because it's if I do like a character in the MCU, 9 times out of 10 they don't have a
or they'll get a midi, and then it'll be all right, cool, you got your midi, go fuck off. And it's and granted, there has been some solid synergy. I've talked about the show before, Bendis made Chris Pratt basically just be Peter Quill in the comics, and it was annoying. They've done things like that where they've tied things in, but at the same time, they drop the ball in other aspects because the minute they see sales numbers drop just enough, they're we don't want to commit enough. We're not going to put those out there and try. It's bro, you have to evolve your medium. You have to try because especially if you want to appeal to this digital generation, we even said with the Luna Snow conversation, you have to be open to losing a little bit of money off those variant covers, guys, and actually believe in your product.
Or heck, make them a Marvel Go thing. I mean, I know they're trying to do like the TikTok thing where like they have comic books like act like you're doom scrolling, but like then you don't actually have content for.
Yeah, and it's weird because I was even talking to Pepos about that, and he was like, "Yeah, like it's essentially the same process to make a comic
Mhm.
that
I mean,
way."
heck, you could do it to where those like Marvel Go and DC Go things are just put onto your TikTok accounts. I'm sure people would doom scroll it like.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
you're right now they're behind paywalls, but it's like those things are probably made for so cheap that you could easily put that out for free,
Most definitely.
and it would go. It would do numbers certainly, especially with the comic book community.
Yeah, no, it would definitely.
Most of us are broke.
Yeah. I'm gonna skip the Ultimate Daredevil conversation. Like, if for the short and sweet was the Ultimate Daredevil is basically just Deadpool now because even though he's blind, he can like see the fourth wall. That's his power, is he can see the fourth wall. But like we're already running on tangent like crazy, so we're gonna jump into the DC news. So
Oh boy,
it's time to get into the sauce here, folks. So when we didn't even get a chance for the DC solicitations to drop. People were leaking the DC Go Collect issue that your comic shop gives you about the solicitations. People were leaking the information that, and everyone was like screaming from the heavens, "The war is over! The war is over! Yes,
No,
Tom
literally.
King is off Wonder Woman." But
Valkyrie
no,
came
unfortunately,
through.
but like this
it
is
can't be. It's too good to be true. And
right.
it
Like,
was.
but like, there's still hope. There's still hope, y'all. Wonder Woman in January and February is getting 2 issues, 29 and 30, that are going to be written by Newbie and the Amazons writer Stephanie Williams.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be like a 2-part story. It's like a babysitting story about Trinity, but I'm also like, why?
It's like focus on the Amazon, so it's like right up Stephanie Williams' alley on like. We're gonna see. It's probably gonna be a Nubia Center story. Let's be real.
I'm cool with that. And like, it's crazy because I've read the first issue of Stephanie Williams' Mad Cave book Temporal, and I love the way she goes about that, and I love how she did Newbie in the Amazons. I picked up every issue of it, and I love how she goes about the way she writes things, and like the way she's comfortable digging into the lore of things and actually knowing what the hell she's talking about and building her own lore when necessary. And I love that about her writing style. So to see a woman who knows what's good, she knows ball, pulls up and says, "I'm gonna do this," and I'm like, DC, are you listening? Are you listening to the socials? Are you doing it? Are you understanding that people
Am I
are
on
not
your radar, DC?
like do you see people not like what's going on with your current Wonder Woman book? Do you see that sales are dropping under Absolute Wonder Woman? Maybe you should look between the lines, DC, just a little bit and understand what's going on.
I promise you, it is the writer, not the character. And it's like, I know there's always that risk of if we change writers, are we just gonna end up with more bottom, like not even top 50? But like you can see it with Absolute Wonder Woman. You can say, oh, but it was a different universe. But it's like people were craving so badly for something else, and there is actually a sin. And I feel like it has to do with, it's not really Tom King. It's more so we don't have titles. We have 2 max ongoings for Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman, which is crazy because that would mean that if you take out the Absolute universe, we have 1 ongoing for a Trinity member, while the other 2 have at least 5, 6, 7, I don't even know. Batman, if you look at the 2026 solicitations, it's all like Batman getting more ongoing. and even Superman is mixed into that as well. And my question is, where's Sensation Comics? Where's Black and Gold? Where are
you're getting Black and Gold, but it's 1 issue written by Tom King.
Amazons, like give me ongoings, like not even special books, but like, because if I promise you, if there were at least like 3 or 4 ongoing titles for Wonder Woman, you would not hear a word about Tom King. No one would care.
Because they would have somewhere else to go to talk about it.
Which is where you're seeing a lot of Wonder Woman fans turn to Absolute Wonder Woman for.
And it's crazy.
Exactly.
You know, go ahead, B-Rice. I've been cutting you off the whole show. Go ahead.
Oh, no. You're good. Basically, my whole thing is to where, like, I phased into comic books here and there. 2020 hit, so I couldn't really pick up comics as much as I did. And so then, like, 6 months into the Absolute Universe going in, I was like, all right, I need to go back into this, start picking up some issues and stuff like that. I walk by them maybe the first 2 times, and I go pick up Black and Gold from Wonder Woman, and then it was the Static Up All Night that was on the shelves. And so I was like, all right, let me ingest these guys. And as soon as I read that Black and Gold, the Stephanie Williams portion that was in that one, I immediately was like, I need to ingest everything Wonder Woman related. I need to figure out what I need to understand this character to a deeper value, because Stephanie Williams in 5 pages, it felt like, was able to bring this character to light and actually like give her the ability to grow and show her entire community without it feeling like it's the Amazons, it's the women, here you go, there's their island, you know. She actually felt like it, well, what's her name, Kelly Thompson, actually felt like what Kelly Thompson did, to where they understand this character, to where they grew up with this character, and they were like, hey, I want to see proper representation, not just that, like, here's the men's gaze, we finally got, like, you know, the character out there, and then that's it. Because it almost feels like she's their top 3, but they don't allow her to blossom. They've allowed her to grow, they've allowed her to have her stories, but they just don't allow the flower to be.
And they do throttle her a lot, because again, out of all the Trinity members, she is the only one that doesn't have multiple titles. And it's like, there is no excuse, because there's so many titles you can pull from. Heck, you should be having spin-offs for your alternative characters. I mean, if you want to, you can have Wonder Woman Historia be that Hippolyta main book. Like, you can tap into Nubia, tap into Donna Troy, and like, it shouldn't just be when a certain writer has an OC, that's when we get a spin-off character book that nobody cares about, because nobody cares about that character because she's so poorly written.
Who's she talking about? Who's she talking about?
And conceptualized. I don't speak her name. She's like Voldemort.
Damn, Yara's like that. Damn.
I don't talk about her. She doesn't exist. So
I always say that Yara Flor is a thing because of the Brazilian fans who like
I'm not talking about Yara
Oh, who you talking about? That was Yara. Who you talking about?
No, I was talking about sorry, Yara Flor Catching Strays. I'm talking about the
Oh, Trinity?
You
know, see, there was somebody who came through my live the other day and tried to tell me that little girl had purpose at DC because of Jonathan and Damian existing, and I was just like, and I was just like, hold on. But like,
if you have to explain, if your only explanation for why a character is a parent is so that you can have your special little Trinity book, that's not a reason good enough.
Exactly. And
I'm like, of all the characters, it's like Diana's the one who's most vocal about not wanting to have kids. She has said it repeatedly through Gail Simone, through Greg Rucka. Like, she just isn't. Even in Tom King's own book, she's like, "Oh, I don't think I would be a good a mother. Like, could you like?" And it's like, you have to go out of your way to justify why she would want a kid, and your out of the way justification is, "Oh, her man died." Even though they haven't been dating, it's because her man died and she now is grieving and now she wants a baby. It's like,
that's the most like,
they haven't even been dating. They haven't even been a thing for a while.
Astro, I'm gonna let you rip this apart in a second, but I have one point to make before I let you go off. Like, I feel like Kanye right now. I'm gonna let you finish, but like, when you look at DC right now, you have 3 Bat adjacent characters, a Superman adjacent character, and Wonder Woman, who have ongoings at DC. You have Diana, Selena, Harley, Cassandra, and Kara. You have 3 Bat adjacent characters, and you have Harley. Well, you have Bat adjacent characters, you have Kara, and then you have Diana. All you need to do, but then I look at one of the most beautiful pieces of art I have ever seen in my entire fucking life, which is Chris Anka's variant cover for January's Justice League Unlimited, where it's Starfire, Vixen, Power Girl, Black Canary, and Diana and Kyle Rayner and Batman off in the corner. And I'm like, you have 5 bangers that you could make books. Debatably Starfire, because like she's more Titans than Jason if you want to make that argument. But like at the very least 4 bangers that you should be stacking books up for. Vixen, Power Girl, Black Canary, Starfire, Diana. All 5 of those could be doing numbers right now.
Yeah.
Because you have these like women in the gaze who would eat that up and see a Black Canary ongoing, see a Power Girl ongoing, and especially a Power Girl ongoing where it's not just about her chest. Damn it! Like you look at this Chris Anka cover, and I'm over here like, damn, she got bigger thighs than her chest in this one, and I'm like, holy shit!
Tell me why Power Girl's boobs are bigger than, is that sign, or I can't even tell. The fact that I can't even tell which Green Lantern that is, but I can tell the size of Power Girl's boobs. It's like it's just the biggest indicator of like this is why they put her on the team, man.
It's
not
just
because
wild
of her strengths, but because of her.
But then you look at someone like Anka, who is so great with drawing women, that he made a banger of a cover that showcases all these women, and then Kyle Rayner and Batman off in the corner, and I'm like, you know what?
The fact that I was like, is that Simon? Oh no, it's Kyle. Okay,
yeah,
I can't even tell. They have the same similar like
right,
mask.
and it's just like I want more women books. I want like because someone was even on Twitter the other day and was like, "What Black women are there in DC?" I'm like, "Well, there's Nubia and Vixen.
There's a lot.
Like there's Nubia, Vixen, there's Thunder and Lightning. Like y'all could be having some bangers. Like
Rocket's in that like her little like banging like, oh, remember that I exist.
She's in the middle like
on the other side of the glass, be like, do you remember that? And I mean,
so
part of that is because it's like Milestone. It's a little bit complicated, but it's like we see Batman Beyond static happening. So
yes. And like I even saw
where's Icon and Rocket?
Well, like I even found out there's a Disney Webtoon book about Vixen out that I didn't know about. Why isn't that a printed book? Damn it! Why isn't there a printed Vixen book? You know how many people will go feral, no pun intended, for a fucking Vixen book?
And the only reason we have a Vixen solo movie is because of the CW like. She's like part of like the Arrowverse thing.
Yeah.
Is like.
All right, Astro, pop off. Give it to him.
I honestly have nothing to say. What do you want me to say? Like, honestly, what do you want me to say?
Support
What do you want me to
70
say?
Williams.
You want me to say that the Superman and Batman yaoi has gotten to DC's head and they don't see Wonder Woman as anything more than accessory? What do you want me to say?
A book.
What do you want me to say? I don't care anymore. I don't care that the Superman and Batman's yaoi has gotten to the brain. It is a parasite in DC's head. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm tired.
In which they become one with each other.
They literally become one with each other, and then they're fighting a Lex Luthor Joker fusion. Like that's how far we've gotten, y'all.
You don't want to hear my opinions because they're mean.
And they forget that the composite Superman also had Wonder Woman as a part of that as well.
I've stopped caring. I've stopped caring about the thing that I literally open my laptop every single day and research.
I remember the DC
research the Trinity, the marketing, why DC has put themselves in this position of using Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. The money poured into it, almost over 100 years of dollar signs to these 3 characters. And I, as a woman that is trying to learn and understand the character history of all 3, I don't care anymore because DC doesn't care anymore about Wonder Woman. Why would I care? What do you want me to say?
Like we have World's Finest, we have like all these coming back. Where is the Trinity book? Like not the freaking
I'm so excited
Trinity,
for Stephanie Williams,
but the actual Trinity. Where is the Trinity book?
Oh, God,
you know how nice it is that B-Rex, you know how nice it is that I can like take a breath and sip my Rise energy drink and let them rant. You know how nice that is?
It probably is great. I'm loving this.
It's the reason that the reason that we're not getting a Trinity book is because of the freaking clickbait one. Like, just cancel that one then, and get us an actual Trinity book.
I will
You
say
know how
though,
much numbers that would do? Oh my gosh.
also, we didn't make a topic out of it, but I will say I do like that we found out from the solicitations that DCKO is in round 3. We do have Zatanna and Diana making it to the next round, but I swear to God, if Diana or Zatanna loses to one of these bitch ass bitches, I'm gonna be ready to fight somebody. Like now. Also, I saw Twitter talking about it, and I will give special highlight. DC, are you out of your goddamn mind telling me that Joker beat Jason Todd? Have you lost your fucking mind, bro? Like Jason
I
Todd is.
love when the abuser gets to fight his. The tweet that's like, I love when the abuser, the victim gets to fight his abuser, and then the abuser gets to win again.
Especially when,
Thanks,
like,
DC.
Jeff Johns has literally shown Jason Todd putting a bullet through Joker's skull before during 3 Jokers, but you're gonna tell me, like, I love how even B-Rex is, like, in the corner, like, yes, you know, he's the Joker fan of the club. He's like, yes, I agree with you.
Yes,
Like,
because
we're
as a
tired.
Joker fan, I love the Joker. I love consuming anything that the Joker is in. I will buy the comic book because that's my start and all that blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, you're
Why
day
the
one.
hell are you telling me that story arc, storytelling, anything that comes from first grade like literature, creative writing stuff,
I'm in
you don't do
tears,
that. You don't do that. Like I
I mean, unless it's
can't
a
wrap my
critical
It's not
mind
even
role.
funny
around
anymore.
it.
I'm not laughing.
Exactly, and I
I
think
mean,
we
the
talked
like
about
the
this
only
like
thing that I can think of is like the fight themselves will end up different than what the covers are showing.
yeah, I would hope so. That's the one thing I would have to hope for, but like I have a special place for Red Hood because that's kind of like how the Joker got his start, depending on how you look at the
Yeah,
Joker's
yeah.
start and stuff like that. And so for the Joker to beat Red Hood, it almost feels like they are taking away one of the psychological damages that could actually get under the Joker's skin.
Yeah.
And that's Jason Todd using the Red Hood to intimidate the Joker because that's how the Joker first became the Joker. You know,
Yeah.
it could be excellent storytelling that's in there. There could be so many things to where Jason Todd is coming to grips with what the Joker did to him during the battle and then finally being able to be like, no, you have no power over me. Just, you know, something good, something I
Why
like
would
any
they do
comic
that,
book reader
V?
would like to enjoy,
V,
but no,
why? No, no, no,
no.
no. Why would they? I'm asking you, real. Why would they do that when Joker Lex Fusion?
Right, exactly. We need Joker Lex Fusion though. We need to
We
make
need
sure
Joker
that
Lex
Joker and
Fusion. It's
Lex make it
integral
all
to
the
our
way
We don't
lives.
need that.
Oh god, this like also I do love that the Luna Snow conversation went so long that it gets to be a part of the thumbnail now. It's gonna be Diana and Luna on the cover, so like that's just gonna be the vibe. But no, it's just like the moral of the story, folks, is we're even running a special like giveaway campaign in the Discord. Make sure that you pre-order Stephanie Williams's like issues 29 and 30 of Wonder Woman. If you don't know how to pre-order, reach out to us in the Discord. We'll teach you how to pre-order. It doesn't matter if you have a comic shop near you. We will help you get on midtowncomics.com and pre-order. We will help you like find a comic shop near you because like some people are intimidated to find
Set up
like
your list.
your pull
It's
list
like
is
it feels
important.
good to like
Yes.
open up like League of Comic Geeks, to open up Midtown or like whatever comic retailer you use. Cause like there's one thing to like read lists on a Discord, but there's another thing to like, if you have the privilege and have the money and view it kind of like as a subscription service, to like plan ahead almost, so like you can feel comfortable knowing you're supporting exactly who and what you want to support, but also like that shit can come straight to your door if you want it to.
Honestly.
No mess, no
Mhm.
hassle.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'll definitely be diving more into those conversations. Like, we want to use the Discord as a way to help people and, like, get them to, like, be more comfortable doing stuff. So, like, if you need help, let us know.
We
We're,
got someone who joined that like is new to comics and was just like, just started picking it back up again, and I was like, this is crazy, kind of. Thank you for letting us be your Discord server that reintroduces you into comics. That's kind of the whole point of what we're doing here. But it is really nice to see that like at the end of the day, I do view this medium as like pretty accessible if you kind of know your way around, and this community is big enough where someone will absolutely tell you what you need to know and
oh,
how
yeah.
to read what you want to read.
Mhm.
Now, for the final topic of the evening before we get into the books for next week, um, legendary writer, legendary writer. one of the goats, but like very complicated goats over the years, and I feel Ruby sighing in dismay in the corner. Um, Grant Morrison, the grand poobah of the they thems, as I like to call him, or them rather. I'm over here messing up as I say it.
That is so funny, Jay. Please keep that in. That was so silly.
Like genuinely, like came out and they did an AMA and they talked about a plethora of things from like their review of the Superman movie to different things like that to writing a story for Batman Deadpool this coming month, things of that nature. But then they got on the topic of Damian Wayne and his troubled existence. And y'all already know I am the president of the Damian Wayne Hate Club. Like we already know about that. But
I shut down your meetings. I come in and I mess up all your balloons and I wreck your chairs.
But then you sit down when we have this conversation of Grant Morrison saying that they thought they wrote Talia as consensual. And before we go any further, content warning, people. Content warning.
Oh,
if you are not comfortable, if you are not comfortable with topics associated with forced spicy encounters, please make sure that you avoid I'll leave a time code in the description if you want to listen to the recommendations for next week. But make sure that you dip out if you have trauma, if you don't want to listen to this kind of conversation. Mm-hmm. But from there,
it's very icky. It's very icky what we're about to talk about. Oh goodness.
Yes. So, but yes, Grant Morrison basically said that from their perspective, and they've even tried to go back in future things and in different reprint conversations with DC and say they genuinely intended for Talia and Bruce's co-mingling that created Damian Wayne to be consensual. And y'all, you got me fucked up, dog. Yeah. Like I already hate this kid enough because he inserted himself into like my Bat family and like usurped Tim Drake. I can already rant on that, but and honestly, and someone tried to fight me on this. I'm trying to paint this as decent before I let y'all rant, because this is I as somebody who is an assault survivor, I don't like digging into the weeds on this and interpreting this. But because y'all have the female perspective, I'm letting y'all take point on this. So I'm getting this little rant out of the way. I've even seen people in my comment section tell me that Damian is a good character. No, I would rather us take the Dan Jurgens Batman Beyond approach, which is that he goes off and becomes the head of the demon and then comes back later as a prodigal son. That's me. I would prefer that, because the way this kid was created and the way he's been a plague upon the DC universe for so many years, it has been a pain in my ass. But Astro, help me understand why the fuck Grant would say some ass shit like this.
So I don't know, and it's one of those things that's from a writer's perspective, I can't understand what about that scene and the written aggression, quote unquote, from Talia. I'm thinking about it in my head. I skimmed through this before we did this episode, and I don't understand how you can write this layout and the actions of Talia and be I think Bruce would be chill with this. Mm-hmm. And it's such egregious, we're talking about roofing someone.
Yes.
We're talking about actual not even a situation of assault where someone is being overpowered or manipulated, drugged, quite literally.
We're on some Bill Cosby drugged. Shit in here,
yes. Legitimately. I don't understand how they could even parse in their brain, unless you forgot you wrote that in there, how the word
they
consensual
didn't forget because
floats
they talked about it
around your brain.
in
Right.
the interview. So this all stemmed from me finding the
This was
initial
a
interview, which
crazy
was
night.
kind of looking into what Morrison has said about Talia. And this comes from 2022. This is directly from Grant Morrison. And I'll read you the full thing. For those who have wondered over the years, and it seems many have, the conception of Damian, son of Batman, was, in my mind, an entirely consensual event. We've taken pains, my artistic collaborators and I, to show that Batman is clearly a willing participant in flashbacks to the event.
Right.
The running joke is that he denies it, whether to hide from responsibility and convince himself that his youthful passion was some result of trickery. I will admit, however, that Talia in those stories dosed the Cape Crusader with something from her arsenal resembling some combination of MDMA and Viagra, and doubtless some ingredients of her own devising. She can't help being the devil's daughter after all. Nevertheless, they were genuinely crazy about one another. But it would take a lot to melt the glacier walls of experience that separates them now.
You're out of your goddamn mind. You're saying that sober Bruce Wayne, the man that doesn't even like to drink at fucking gala parties, would be laced with literal MDMA. You're writing it as MDMA because that's what you think of it as. And you're saying that at the end of it all, we can close this door and Bruce Wayne as a character can be like, yeah, that was in my hands.
And like,
it's the fact that you named specific drugs, not any drugs, drugs that are used for this specific act.
That's so.
Like, it's not even just any drugs. It's specifically MDMA and Viagra, like the two R-word drugs.
No, I'm surprised you didn't say GHB. Like, actually, I'm surprised you just didn't say what it was.
Like, how? It's like how can you say that is even remotely consensual? Because like you either don't know that drugging people is not consent, or like I don't know what's worse.
Let's talk about painting an Arab woman as like well, of course Grant, you would.
Do you not know that when you say that Talia drugged him, that is in fact assault?
And I just like I didn't even read that portion of it. That got me fucked up. But like I only had looked at the Bleeding Cool article and saw the panel. The one panel that I read and I'm like, oh no, is our child will be the new Alexander, a leader. And he's like, our child, wait a minute, Talia, did you put something in my drink?
No,
and I'm like, what?
And quickly, because The Devil's Daughter is not even the right translation. The actual translation is the head of the ghoul. That is from like Arabic translating. Because
which every writer should
al
know.
Ghul. It's literally it sounds the exact same. Morrison, Al Ghul.
Morrison, let's look at your work. Let's look at your Batman work. I understand where like this oversight is coming from, and it's one of those things that's like, what? I always say when I think about Damian is that everybody abused and used Bruce Wayne in order to Raj got what he always wanted. He got another Bruce Wayne. That was like the point. And the point and the maliciousness of it in my eyes was supposed to always be using the romance between Bruce and Talia to fulfill that purpose. He's fucked up for it, and he would use his own daughter and her romantic feelings to get to that end. So in my mind, when I think of like the conception of Damian Wayne, I don't like I'm not thinking about what apparently is MDMA and Viagra because like I at least appreciate and want to preserve in my mind the relationship between Bruce and Talia. This Romeo and Juliet, the star-crossed lovers. I'm a literature girly. I like come on.
And this is also not the first time that Grant has gotten in trouble for talking
No.
about this, because for those of you who don't know, the actual introduction, not Damian Wayne specifically, but the child of Bruce Wayne was initially consensual, and it comes from the son of the demon, which is a great comic book, by the way.
Yes.
And why I love Talia al Ghul.
That's what I think about.
And the craziest part in that story is not that she R-words or sexual assaults him, but the fact that she fakes a whole miscarriage in that story because she doesn't know how Batman will react to her being like pregnant. So she's like, I don't know, like because she understands that Batman might think that it's her father that is having this grand plan of, oh, I want to have this this heir, but no, she's showing him that no, it's not about what her father wants, it's about what they want. And in fact, them having a child is supposed to be more of a defiance toward Ra's al Ghul, because it's like, I don't want, you're not gonna have,
and that's why he's
this
dropped
kid.
off.
Like, you're not gonna you're gonna have a kid, but it's gonna be out of love, not for you.
And that's why he's given to Bruce Wayne.
All right.
Yeah.
Like like Morrison.
And it's crazy because like I like where Damian is now, but you cannot have a writer who fundamentally does not understand the Al Ghuls as the creator of the Son of Batman. Because the fact that you don't even know that she's not even the devil's daughter, because fun fact in that sort of religion aspect, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but demons and devils are actually not the same thing.
Yo.
No, they are not.
That is correct.
That is correct.
And they are people. The fear of it is it comes from Christianity, right? Christianity is where it's like demons and devils are the same thing, but in other religions, demons aren't even necessarily evil either.
Demons, dude, like it's people pray to them.
Mm-hmm.
It like it's one of those things that like and I do want to hear B-Rex's opinions on this actually, like the
real quick, shout out to B-Rex, and like I'm not gonna give myself praise because I already knew my plan going in here, but like shout out to B-Rex for like understanding the goal here was to let the women in the room speak on this, because that's one thing that like you will always take
so
here.
Appalled.
Like but like for real though, that's one thing we want to make sure we do when it comes to these conversations, that we're trying to change the perspective about the show, why it's BIPOC led, making sure that we give a different perspective on things. Is we're going to let the women speak if we need to sit the fuck back. Like, and I appreciate that B-Rex like understood what my goal was without even being able to say anything. So but B-Rex, speak your piece.
So the only thing I've got to add is that it feels like we're getting a like pinhole into the misogyny that goes across America, and this is one of the like examples we see of it, to where like men don't get sexually abused, we don't experience that stuff, anything that we have to do or anything like that, it's always, you know, us and we're in control or something like that. And even though there's a prime example right here to show what a lot of the Black community has gone through throughout all of history, and then as well of just stuff that's going on in current today times, because I live in Utah, there's a lot of really sketchy stuff that happens here when it comes to church stuff, and I hear about abuse from both sides, and that's kind of one of the thing is to where one of the sides will talk about their abuse, and then we have another side that will say, well, no, that's just how it's supposed to be. I'm a man. This is how things are, you know? And that's just all I felt whenever even you were rereading it, Ruby, when he was talking about this, was like, bro, you have no understanding of any form of sexual assault whatsoever, because he could have, yes, had wanted it and would have wanted to have a relationship with Talia, but no man is going to want to get drugged just so that way he can lay with a woman, because he wants to experience that stuff too, just as much as the woman wants to experience that stuff with the man she's
like. If he had a problem, like if he couldn't get it up, that'd be a whole different conversation about the Viagra.
I don't know whose fantasy this is fulfilling, because it's one of those things that if you look at the relationship between Bruce and Talia, they have been low-key freaky since day one.
No, yeah.
We don't
like, it's
need
not
to have
unbelievable
this, like,
that Talia
plan.
and Bruce would have a kid. Like it really isn't. They have sex all the time.
Especially if we've seen conversations about it in the past. Like we've seen Elseworld stories of like, oh, Selena and Bruce have had kids, or oh, Talia and Bruce have had kids. Like we know like Bruce likes to get down. Like that's not part of the issue
is not,
it's the
like-
way that they went about it. And like
Exactly.
the one thing that I do want to add to it is
to make him like vulnerable when
Yes.
Batman is like, we have a Batman, the what?
Yeah, and as some this does also raise a really crazy conversation though that is hard to talk about sometimes, especially when it comes to this. Is yes, grant is they them we do have great non-binary representation there,
Non-binary,
but that doesn't remove.
But this is insane from one
Which is crazy, by the way,
non-binary
because
person
somebody
to
commented
another.
something along the lines of, "I love how you like hate them and then still use their correct pronouns."
No, because because that's the idea of saying that that's like the Ezra Miller conversation of trans people and non-binary folk are not exempt from doing bad things. That
Ezra Miller is non-binary, and Ezra Miller is also.
The thing is, I can hate you,
but respect your pronouns,
but also respect there are
'Cause that's
certain
class,
people that
baby.
have been called out for their toxic behavior in the trans community, and I'm not going to call you anything but what you are.
Exactly.
I have
But at
class
the same
respect.
time, I'm also not gonna pull my punches when I do talk about
It's
you.
like when I've been at the bar and I went on a date with a guy one time and he was like, "Are you Spanish?" I'm like, "No, I'm half black," and he walked away and I was like, first of all, that's racist. Second of all, I'm not going to am I going to call you a slur just because you said some shit? He left the bar, but it was just it was a thing of am I going to call you a slur and call you out for being racist? No, I'm gonna call you out for being racist. I'm not gonna call you a homophobic slur or some shit because I am pan. The fuck? It's an idea that we are allowed to have discourse in our own community and call out problems in our own community. But the idea of you disrespecting their pronouns is bullshit. That's why I even corrected myself at the beginning of the conversation, because you deserve respect when it comes to your identity. You do not deserve respect for your problematic actions.
Art here.
Yes.
I'm talking about your
It's
art.
part
I'm
of
talking
it.
about your words
Yes.
that are on record, and
Most
I can
def.
buy your comics and I can look at what these themes and what these patterns are in your work.
Right. So we wanted to talk about that. I will be I'm using this as a good stopping point. That way I can make sure I add this to as the trigger warning for the description. But we still wanted to sit down and talk about this because we'll probably have further discussions as the show goes on. We're not ending the show after this in terms of having different conversations, because we will have different things go on. But I want to leave enough time for listener questions because we had a few still come in and we had overflow from last week. So make sure we will have more in-depth conversations as the show goes on. But from there, the books that are coming out next week, we have Absolute Batman Annual. We will be talking about that on the show next week, because for everything that we've seen, plus what we talked about last week, there may be some Bruce fights the alt-right with an axe conversations going on next week. So that'll be very interesting.
Oh, excited, actually, now that I looked at it at the previews and stuff.
Yeah. But Ruby wanted us to make sure we highlighted Cheetah and Cheshire rob the Justice League. That is a Rucka book. I've been waiting for it, so that looks fun. Batman and Robin Year One. I wanted to highlight this just because it's Mark Waid, but I also wanted to use it as a way to say, DC, please let Mark Waid come out the sweatshop. Please let that old man rest. I know he was sued by a comics gator a couple of years ago because of some dumb shit, but let that man rest. Let that man's head take a break, please. You got that man on too many projects. But also, anybody who is gonna be in the comments of this episode and talking shit, I am glad that Batman Beyond is Tim Drake, because y'all don't respect Terry McGinnis enough. Y'all don't buy his damn books because DC Rebirth Batman Beyond had poor sales. Batman Beyond Gothic Year had horrible sales. I don't give a fuck about Terry McGinnis because y'all don't care about Terry McGinnis.
We've gone into Terry before.
Yeah.
You're not making me care, and now I get more Timmy. So
and that's what I'm saying. I don't like Terry McGinnis. I love Terry McGinnis, but y'all don't like Terry McGinnis, so shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
That's the end of that.
Exactly. Yep.
Also,
And honestly, I'm down for any time where Tim finally retires the Robin suit and doesn't have a dumbass name like Drake.
yes. Oh my god.
Why is your iconographer literally just your last name?
Do you know how hard it is for me to be a Miles Morales fan or a Riri Williams fan or some of Bendis's writing, but know that he's done horrible crimes to humanity with things like that? It's hard out here.
It's yes, Tim should be on tenure at this point, but at the same time, can he not have a dumbass name like Drake?
It's just so dumb, bro.
I understand why you can't call him Red Robin because you do end up just it's a restaurant name, so
But like, who cares, bro? I do want to at some point look up which came first, Kingdom Come or Red Robin, like the food chain. I want to look that up. But like for real, because like I don't give a fuck. Like Red Robin was cool. The book during R.I.P. was dope. Let it be a thing. Like just give the royalties to the burger joint and be done with it.
I mean, I think the only thing is that you're never going to see a movie called Red Robin.
I also wanted to highlight Wade Family Adventures because, like, the reason was because there was a few months ago where somebody was giving a content creator on TikTok shit for their first like comic book ever being Wayne Family Adventures. Bro,
That's so sad.
Wayne Family Adventures is such a good book. It's so wholesome. It actually shows that like
it's
Batman
fun.
can like have some fun every once in a while, and it gives more of the Bat Family time to shine than even DC's doing. So like, eat a dick if you're actually hating
I
on
mean,
Wayne Family Adventures.
people moan about it being like fanon. It's like I like the fanon stuff because it's like if you don't want to consider it canon, cool, but it's still fun. Like it's also not for you; it's for the teens and the kids that can't read like the black labels that are given to us. So it's like it's not your demographic.
Most definitely. Age of Revelation is starting this week. We did have the Book of Revelation book from Marvel that came out last week as like a lead-in, but like all the Age of Revelation tie-ins, like Cloak plus, is it like Cloak plus Dagger or Cloak and like it's not actually Cloak and Dagger, but it's like Cloak and something else. But like, it's a Cloak or Dagger, Cloak or Dagger.
There it is.
I'm like, why in the world is it that? That is, like, apparently they're letting Ty and Tandy get married in this, but not in the real canon, and I don't understand why. And also,
that's so fun.
It's so
cool.
dumb. But like,
Thanks.
And like,
I think we're going through. It looks like we're going through that again with Oliver and Dinah as well.
Well, like that's what's so wild is there were some people on TikTok who were like so excited that like Dinah and Oliver are getting married again. But I'm like, it's a Black Label book though. It's not like it's questionably canon. Like
questionably is a good word for it.
It makes me sad. And then Runaways #5 is coming out. I always want to highlight Runaways because it's one of the best books that Marvel's putting out, especially because Rainbow Rowell gets to write it again because she's amazing. Exo Manowar is coming out from Valiant because like even though Valiant had a very transphobic book come out from Bloodshot, I still want to highlight Steve Orlando's work because Steve Orlando is iconic. Now for some listener questions. Let me pull up the Discord real quick because we had some interesting ones come through for us. Plus we have 2 from last week that we need to catch up on. Also, shout out to Ruby because I didn't know you actually could close down a forum post. That actually made me really happy. Okay, so what runs would you like to see collected into an omnibus from Soph in the Discord? So I'm gonna let one of y'all go first because I need to marinate.
I definitely.
I think all of them have gotten omnibus that I can think of because like they either are. I also for me with omnibuses, it's like I'm gonna go broke over that.
I want a Blade omnibus that actually collects all of his shit because there's some of Blade's work that isn't even digital, but like and it's like floating through back issue bins. I want good collected Blade editions out there because he's had so many short little one shots or minis that are annoying to track down. I want solid Blade compendiums. That's what I'll say. Astro, you look sad. She's muted. She's muted.
I muted myself.
here.
No.
Oh, there we go.
I'm not sad. I'm contemplating,
Okay.
but I think I'm going to agree with you on the Blade one, just because like I think there. If I say Hellboy, will we call me repetitive?
I mean,
Because
Blade has a
haven't
lot
even
of good
looked.
compendiums, actually. I don't know why you would like...
I feel I feel like I don't know. I kind of want like
Hellboy has some good
more
ones.
like big Hellboy kind
Like
of
library
omnibuses
editions kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay, because
Like,
he's had a few and I like all of them.
yeah. But I just got some Hellboy from the library, and I'm getting like these singles and stuff like that. But I think it would be really cool for Mike to give us just like a really big stack, especially like with the movie specific ones. I think there could be a really cool thing done with a section of like, okay, well here's our one shots or whatever, and then we have a section where like these are what the movies or like these movies, these are the runs or one shots that those are based off of. And I think like library edition is a good word for it
That's
because
fair.
I don't know if it's necessarily like an omnibus kind of thing. I think it's just like
A
if you have
big
never
ass
read
volume.
anything, yeah, if you never read anything about this character, you don't know shit about this character, especially for a character that has kind of more one-shotty, like
Yes.
punchy storylines and stuff like that. Like I just want, give me that like maybe like it was like 4 or 5 pounds. Give me that shit
Plus, like,
heavy.
yeah, like I have a Black Hammer library edition. Them bitches are thick. Like
No,
they
that's
are
what I want.
nice.
That's like the fun ones to take out of the library and be like, oh, and then you can have it for like
Like
the
that's the kind of thing you
month
put on a
that you
shelf, kind of thing. Like those things are huge.
exactly, and you don't have to buy it because, like Ruby just said, you gotta break the bank and stuff like that.
Broke X
I
Men
will
asked.
actually
Oh, go
say,
ahead.
because I just figured it out, Cassandra Kane, as long as she gets enough
Ooh.
runs, to make an
Mm.
omnibus, why not?
Yes, I do feel like there
B-Rex,
was.
what was yours?
Yeah, what was
Hmm?
yours? Barry? I can't think. What did you say?
Oh, for me, I was either going with like a rocket and icon, but
Ooh,
then
we just got the milestone compendiums though. Did you see about that?
ooh, I did not see that.
Yeah,
Heck
they're
yeah,
really
I'm gonna have
good.
to look into those. The other one that came into my mind was, oh my gosh, I am now spacing it again. I had it on my phone,
I'm sorry for
and it
including
slipped
you in the
away. I know,
conversation.
right?
My bad.
Uh,
Love you though.
oh, it was Sonia. There we go.
Okay.
Sonia was another one because
Dynamite
Ooh.
I've
has
been
some good
seeing her.
ones, but like there is some missing
Mhm.
holes. Like especially for Gail Simone, there are some holes in her runs that like need to get compiled. But I definitely could see that.
That's a good
I
point,
did forget
actually.
last week the last two questions from last week. The guy skipped over. Broke X Men asked, "Do you have a favorite creative team, writer, or artist? And if so, why?" And
Paul Dini, Alex Ross. Paul Dini, Alex Ross, always.
ooh, okay. Mine that I will always say that is like, I want a black book for each Marvel character that is written by this duo. David F. Walker and Sanford Green are like the best combination to ever hit a book because Power Man and Iron Fist by Sanford Green and David F. Walker is one of the greatest fucking things because the way Sanford Green draws characters, it feels very like expressive, down old school black style where you like it actually shows the expressiveness of the old school with the new school stuff. The way you actually draw thick black women the way they're supposed to. The way you draw like even white women occasionally as a different like
Right.
caricature in certain ways. It's very well done. One of my favorite variant covers by Sanford Green is a Naomi like variant cover where it shows the Justice League, but it like Wonder Woman almost looks like a black woman and you're like, interesting. I like this. It's different. You like the way the expressiveness, or even he had a cover for Justice League a few weeks ago where he drew Guy Gardner as like the perfect
Yeah.
caricature of a white man. And I was like, I really like that. I
So
really
good,
like the way you
actually.
did that. So that's why I always say Sanford Green's my favorite artist of all time. But then David F. Walker and him together are just like butter on bread. It just works the way it's supposed to, the way you need it to for a great grilled cheese. Like it just works the way it needs to.
Brr.
B-Rex,
I
what you got?
hate to say it, but I'm gonna have to just jump onto yours because everything that you just said there was like, yeah, no, that describes everything I was thinking of. I
Especially when you
can't put
read
another.
Bitterroot, you see both of them together to just make magic, and you're just like, yes.
Yeah.
I just feel like I can't think of a better like combination in my head. I'm still trying to like match up other things, and I'm like, it doesn't nearly
Like the
like
only one that comes
flow as
close to
well.
me is either Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Batman, or Mark Waid and Alex Ross with Kingdom
Oh
Come.
yeah, Mark Waid is
Like
100% love.
those, or even Mark Waid and Dan Mora on World's Finest up until recently, like where it gives you the perfect balance of Silver Age but new school art, or
Yeah.
like with Kingdom Come, where it felt like perfect understanding of these DC characters, but in a very expressive, almost realistic art style, and then but like with Snyder and Capullo, it's like these motherfuckers really get Batman, and you should let them write Batman till their hands fall off. Like
Yeah.
that's what that shit is to me.
Yeah, like the four men that I trust with women is Paul Dini, Mark Waid, Greg Rucka, and I just lost. I just lost the fourth one.
Just don't let Bruce
Uh,
Timm near Barbara Gordon is all I ask.
Oh
no,
dear
not
gosh,
not.
please. No more.
No more.
Oh, Paul Dini, Greg Rucka, Mark Waid, and Scott Snyder.
And then Ashton Nightcrawler asks, what is the worst failure of executions of a central theme to a character in a comic you have ever read? Oh, well, we talked about it a lot already today. But but I think, well, hold on, I'm gonna let y'all go. Like we already talked about Wonder Woman. That's a big one as of late. That has really bugged
Wonder
me.
Woman and Talia from Tom King and
Like, I genuinely, I'm gonna be that guy and throw another rock at Tom King's head, Wally West. Like, I don't know if it was Danny Dio. I don't know if it was Tom King. I don't know who it was. But the character assassination of Wally West through Heroes in Crisis will always irk my soul, because you had Jeff Johns come in, and that's why I will always say that while Tom King is my most hated writer, Jeff Johns is my most my mortal enemy. Like how people hate Gwyneth Paltrow, I am at war with Jeff Johns, because Jeff Johns has written some of my most favorite works in fiction, but some of my most hated works in fiction, because he brought back Barry Allen and Hal Jordan, but then he also wrote my first ever arc of Teen Titans, and he wrote DC Rebirth when brought back Wally West, and that artwork, that perfect culmination of bringing back Wally West into canon, and Barry's like, I remember you, Wally, and then you read Heroes in Crisis and you see them twisted. You see them twisted and put this weight and the psychosis on Wally. He's like, don't you understand, Wally? You're hope. You're hope, Wally. You're everything we need, Wally. And it's like, that's not what that was supposed to mean. What are you doing? You've ruined this. You've done horrible things to this character. What? And it really ruined my perspective on trusting Tom King with any character. Like, even when, I even had to cope with the fact that he's written one of the greatest Mr. Terrific versions ever in Strange Adventures, but then you see him ruin Wally West, and you're just like, what have you done? What? So yeah.
My other answer would be Donna Troy with Dan Didio, because he's the reason why she wasn't in the Teen Titans show, because he wanted it to be a Robin-centered show instead of having it Don, Dick, and Corey.
Ooh.
So if you want to know why Donna's been so shafted in DC in general, it's because of Dan Didio.
Well, it's so
it's also the Marston estate and the legality.
Well, yes, but at the same time,
but the one who was fighting for on a writer and a creative standpoint, regardless of the legality behind it. Yeah.
And it's one of those conversations of you genuinely question why someone could hate sidekicks so much, and it's because of the fact that he doesn't like the idea of Batman being old. He doesn't like the idea of Superman and Wonder Woman being old. Yeah. It's like, we're allowed to have time progression.
And allegedly, he was the barrier that was preventing Donna from being part of Young Justice, because they tried to have her being part of Young Justice.
She was in season 3 for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Conveniently timed right after Dan Didio left.
That's great.
No, I'm
God.
Astro Beer actually got one.
The only thing that comes into my head is the Flash movie. That's just really what it is. Because I love the Flash. I like the concept to that movie, but it just felt like Ezra Miller's portrayal of everything felt like it hit the cement so hard that they were we're just trying to get any aspect of Barry in here in some kind of way. And so that's just kind of really what it felt like to me. I like the goofiness of it, but it just felt like it wasn't the mindset of Barry Allen to me. It just kind of felt like it was Ezra Miller as the Flash, instead of here's Barry Allen's Flash.
It's wild too, because I've even said before that all you need to do is put a red wig on Ezra and you have Wally West. It's genuinely just Wally West, but from the Justice League animated movie, TV show, but they call him Barry, and I'm like, why? Just let him be Wally. Who cares? You already have Grant Gustin. Let him be Wally and be done with it. I don't understand what the problem is. Genuinely,
you know how pissed I am? I did not make that connection in my head.
That's crazy. That's absolute.
Because
That's
like
actually
because
hilarious.
you see the forced
I'm
elements, you
actually
see like him
thinking
go
of, like,
visit his
the inner
dad.
thought right now in monologue.
Like it's so funny because like you see him go visit Dr. Manhattan, I mean his dad, and then you go
So
see
funny.
like, oh, Iris is there, but then you're like, no, he's just Wally. Like in personality, he's just Wally. Let him be Wally.
You just shook this boy's entire perspective.
I have watched this movie at least like 20 times because
That's
I hate
hilarious,
myself
B.
that much. And like,
Damn.
20 times, huh?
That's insane. That's like literal torture. Yancey asked in the Discord, what are your expectations for Wonder Woman in a post-King era? Direction, supporting cast, Rogues Gallery, Wonder Girls, Amazons. Last but not least, Lizzie, can you share what your path for the future will be? All right, Beth. So let me cook and I'm gonna let the girls go. Table flip Trinity into the sun.
The last two questions, and I was wondering if
No,
Sarah was gonna know
I think Lizzie will get the the Helena Wayne treatment, in which she gets tossed into the 31st century, or heck, the Time Lords are probably gonna want to see her in jail for how much she's disrupting the timeline, hop skipping. As for the other stuff, I feel like the best approach would be to kind of go the Matt Fraction route of giving Wonder Woman #1, and when you do that, launching simultaneously multiple titles with like the Amazons, Sensation Comics. Sensation Comics, you can easily have be about Hippolyta, because now, for those of you who don't know, Hippolyta is the Golden Age Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm. Astro, I've like cut you off like 4 times. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna let you answer those questions.
No, you're so good. I'll answer the 2 questions I didn't answer. Well, I was just gonna say that, like, whatever. Like, for creative teams, it was going to be the pair for Something Is Killing the Children,
Ooh.
and because they're amazing. And then the transition for character assassination of Latour to the weird Spider Gwen verse thing that we got.
Ooh. Okay.
So that was my personal, and then Miss Kim and Stephanie Phillips came in and
Ooh.
got us good.
You
So
know what?
it's okay.
I can respect that. I honestly, I feel like you just kept interjecting like into everything. So I was like, oh yeah, Astro went, we're good, because like both you and I have the same personality where we just jump into shit. So like it's just because like I love this dynamic that we're forming now, that like you, me, and Ruby just jump in and out of conversations, and then B-Rex is just in the corner being patient. It's very interesting.
I told you, 3 ADHD nerds and info.
It's so much fun.
Do you have ADHD? I don't want to assume.
No, I don't, but it's okay.
But Astro, what do you want for Wonder Woman in a post-King era? What do you want for her?
I think like it's one of those things that if we do have the blessing of a Williams on longer, or if we do have this more rotation of Wonder Woman writers, or even people that haven't been written for Wonder Woman, I just like kind of miss my girls. I kind of miss Donna Troy. I kind of missed and it's one of those things that we see them, and I've talked about a lot of times, that they're kind of like babysitters in a sense, like in this storyline and in all this stuff, that like they don't really have their time to shine, and when they do, you kind of get like a Cassie like complaining, and it's kind of like a cut to her, and then it's just a usage and a means to kind of they're narrative pushers. The way like these 2 girls are being used, they're there to push the narrative, and they're there to push Diana's emotional state further or reel it back when it's not necessarily time plot wise for it to the bubble to burst. So if we're talking about a post King era, I just like kind of want my girls back. I kind of want like an actual interaction between Diana and Donna that's not just like, haha, Donna plays video games because like, remember when she was like a teen? Because she's like a Teen Titan and she's like wearing the Teen Titans Go shirt. That's like so fucking funny, right?
I did not
right?
know that
And
happened, and I'm kind of bothered by that.
I've been bothered by it, and it's like I miss Donna, and like I miss Donna so much that we get such amazing glimpses of Cassie, like in the Trial of the Amazons, and like even in the in Yara Floor's like story, we get a lot of Cassie, and I
Really?
feel
Because I
like
feel like I need to read these because I've been missing Cassie in the forefront for years.
if
Like,
you read your like Wonder Woman, like Yara Floor's Wonder Woman, like her storyline where
Mhm.
she's introduced, and then the lead up into the trial of the Amazons,
mhm.
And Artemis kind of have this really cute like dynamic of like a push and pull kind of thing
Kind of like a
as
Tim
Yara's
Jason kind of
Floor.
vibe.
Yeah, like and as Yara's Floor's story progresses and kind of like
Mm.
unveils itself. But as I'm doing all this and like going back and like Wonder Woman and stuff like that, I like Donna has been such an isolated character from
Mm.
Wonder Woman that it's been really strange that like
Mm.
when we get her back, we're just kind of like playing video games with her. And then she'll come up with the cuntiest costume and suit and it's like, wow,
So
imagine if we
like,
had that more.
man,
It's
and
gone.
so like here's my biggest thing. I'm
Poor
like,
Donna Troy. I don't know where
yes.
she is. She's
Like,
Yeah.
missing.
so here, like I would really want Sensation Comics to just be a rotating thing of trying to fix the continuity and issues with all of the Wonder Girls.
Yeah.
Because you have Donna, who hasn't had a fucking name, like a superhero name for years. Put Troya back and move the fuck
Literally.
on. Let her actually, like, they keep doing this weird thing where, like, she has a new plot line of the week of, oh, she has alcoholism for 5 seconds. Oh, she's dating Roy Harper
Oh
now. And
god.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then, just give, fix her continuity, goddammit. Like, oh, she used
No,
to have
and
a
like with
child we
Cassie,
don't talk
no,
about
and with
anymore.
Cassie,
Like,
it's more
It's
clear
seriously,
cut with
stop
like
making
the
the Wonder
child
Girl
of Zeus.
girlfriends of the Robins or whatever.
right, and like,
And it's yes, and Donna's been like in a weird like period and like
because see, I
where
only read Donna in
Cassie
Titans, so like I never read her in
exactly.
Wonder Woman. So knowing that she's just in Wonder
So
Woman playing video
Cassie's
games bugs
stance
me.
mark is easier to do because you inherently have the conversation that New 52 and Brian is I can't pronounce his last
Azzarello.
name. I'm not going to try. There you
Azzarello.
go. Brian Azzarello, and I've read like peer reviewed articles about what he was trying to do narrative wise in the New 52 and the insight and inlook on family, the
Mm.
themology about family. He has not only said it directly in interviews, but scholars and academics have looked at the work and have referenced it to adoption
Mm.
and the time of which the New 52 was releasing what the Obama era of adoption and families and
I
all
need to
the
read this.
2015 legality, I'll send you some, how that translated to the era of New 52, specifically Wonder Woman, with this direct parentage link that you try to make with Zeus. Cassie has been a little easier to make appearances of because if you don't erase the parentage of her being Zeus's child, you inherently always have an othered Amazon
Mm-hmm.
where she kind of is the watchful eye of the gods, and that's why they treat her the way that they do.
Yeah, and like what's wild is I didn't know this was happening with Cassie. My original pitch, what I was going to answer this question with, was fixing Cassie's continuity because Cassie has been a mess ever since the New 52.
Oh, and you wouldn't know because you're not going into the weeds like I
and
have
the thing
this
about it is,
year.
one thing that we have not talked about, at least that to my knowledge, ever since the New 52 ended with Rebirth, is what happened to Cassie's silent
Right.
armor.
We can talk. We can get into that. Oh, I'll read up and we can get into
Oh
that.
god, because like she had this whole thing where she had like this cool like Greek mutant
Yeah.
armor that like she had to control that was like given to her and like was a whole thing. And
Wonder
then like
Woman New 52 was the reign
Oh
of
wait, are we talking
families,
about
so
the
Cassie
femification
Trump.
of Cassie?
right,
when
because
she
like
went
she had
to
this really
her-
cool armor that
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
she
like
used to went from her.
it was like
yeah.
a Greek mutant armor that made her look like Red Donna Troy. It was super cool.
Mhm.
And then
She was built like a he/him lesbian.
yes, and then DC Rebirth started. They like acted like it didn't exist anymore, and then Bendis
Right.
created Young Justice, and then it just went
Right.
away. It was just like, oh, Silent Armor's gone. She's just like back in her like
now
her
she's,
skirt
like,
and her
the
tank
teen
top,
girl
and I'm like, what happened?
stereotype.
What happened to this really cool idea that we don't talk about anymore? Like that's what my pitch was going to be. Give me for Matt Fraction Batman, but like it's Diana and Cassie. We're fixing continuity. Like that's what I would want.
We have all the Wonder Girls and Wonder Woman family having the the straight long hair, and I love straight long hair, but it's like give Cassie the the butch haircut again.
Like, give her the outfit she had around the time.
She's supposed to be a detective, and it's one of those
Yes.
things that, like, when you do the reading, that I'll give you a little list, and you'll see like the kind of detective work and like the jokes about her being like this detective figure in Yarflor's story that leads into Trial of the Amazons. That's what she is. She's Zeus's daughter.
Well, and like,
She is in a way spying on the Amazons. That's
Yeah.
the narrative figure. She's the other.
and it was so
Yeah.
cool
So
because
of course
like
she's a detective.
and she
Hello.
and like she had this cool thing like that I'm kind of glad like it's technically still canon back now because of like all the stuff with Metal where they merged all the timelines. But I miss the days where like where Tim left the Titans and she was in charge and she had to grow as a character and she had this really cool like long sleeve like Wonder Woman t-shirt where it was like she's in
Very
charge of
pretty.
the Titans now. She has to grow up and be this next chapter and be the head
Yeah,
of
they
the
do get
Titans.
lazy with Cassie because now she's just fighting in her street clothes.
And I'm just like, stop, bro. Like, give her
Yeah,
her,
she
her
doesn't really
iconic
have an
look
outfit.
back. Like,
Yeah,
I
she
miss the
doesn't really have an
iconography.
outfit.
She's the Superboy treatment of just the t-shirt.
That's
and
what I'm
the, and
saying,
the
man. Like, I don't know
jeans.
why DC hates this third generation of heroes.
There's a generation of the Trinity where it's just t-shirts and jeans.
Like it's just weird because like you have this weird like you have Tim who like no one can figure out what to do with him. Like, they keep leaving him as Robin or Red Robin or Drake or whatever the fuck. Then you have Connor that ever since Jonathan became a thing, no one gives a fuck about Connor anymore.
Black
Then
t-shirt.
then you have this weird thing going on with Bart where they keep deciding is he a kid again? Is he not a kid again? Oh, he's shorter than Wally West kids now in the Mark Wade run. Like, oh, they can't fit that. Oh, Wallace West exists now, so he can't be Kid Flash. Like, they don't know what to do with Bart, and it's annoying. And then Cassie's just a mess. And I'm like, fix my millennial generation of
T-Rex,
sidekicks.
I want to hear your thoughts on where Wonder Woman should go.
Yes.
As
Alright,
someone that is
Yeah.
like kind of new into this, like,
Yeah, because
no,
we're almost on 2
genuinely,
hours. We
as
need to
just,
like get
just
B-Rex's
trying to-
thoughts.
All right, well, I'll
and
make
I
this one
personally
quick
want
for
to
you.
hear them because I love B-Rex's thoughts.
So I'd like to see a little bit more magic used in an offensive way with Wonder Woman because we've been getting that with like absolute Wonder Woman. So I'd like that to actually be a little bit more like main canon. I would like
Yeah,
that to
it's
be
the
part of her
forgotten side.
arsenal. Yep, and then I wanted to give her more of that like mythological element to her, and so in my head I have her going up to like Mount Olympus and fighting the gods or something like that. Something goes on with Hades taking over Mount Olympus, so she has to fight him. And then during that time you have like Nubia and Donna, and they're on the Amazon island. During this time they're going to be able to flesh out them protecting the world. They're going to be able to give
Okay.
them more character development
That's really
besides
other
for
tribes.
hi, we're just back here. Exactly. And then there was one other thing to where we were talking about like multiple Wonder Woman comics out there. It doesn't just have to be Wonder Woman. We could get Nubia, we could get Hippolyta, and all of that coinciding on the island, expanding out a little bit more to make it feel a little bit more breath of levity, because even in the Absolute Universe, which I understand what they're doing there, we don't see Themyscira. And so it'd be very nice to actually besides
Make it
for these
digestible
little
for newer
quick
fans.
bits.
Like, make it actually like
Especially because
Exactly.
Hippolyta is a goddess now. You inherently have a tier which Hippolyta is in Olympus. She is a goddess. That is, she is now divinity.
Yeah.
You have a middle ground of Diana, where Diana is very comfortable going against divinity, where Diana is very comfortable questioning divinity and not necessarily needing them by her side if they're not acting right or trying to manipulate her into doing something. And then you have the on the ground Amazon women that
Yeah.
are praying to these divine beings. The room just shifted, and I feel all of my Greek statues looking at me. Hi guys, love you. You have goodness me, that spike of anxiety. You have on the ground Amazonians that pray, that worship, that are learning and don't have the ear to the gods, like a Diana, like a Cassie, like like a Donna, like all of the like a Nubia, like all these characters that we are not only familiar with, but we have had records and have textual evidence of them being of speaking to the gods,
Yeah.
speaking to divinity.
And
Like
Nibia
what
isn't
B-Rex
just
said, we have
anyone.
3 tiers. Let's get like at least 3 runs.
Yeah.
1,
And
2, 3.
Nibia isn't just anyone anymore. She's the queen of the
Exactly.
Amazon.
She's
Yeah.
queen. That's
She's
politics.
queen.
And
She's
that's what,
mother.
like,
yeah.
Stephanie mother. And that's what like the Stephanie Williams run does so good of like, yo, this is kind of like political.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a little more down to earth. Like, what is Nubia as a character? What are the conversations she has in order
Yeah.
to keep kind of this illusion of power, but also to talk with her sisters on a level that's like, I'm queen, but like, that doesn't matter. Like, I'm still
Yeah.
here to protect you girls.
Yeah.
Most definitely. So what like we'll definitely have more stuff going over this in the future. Like we're just almost on 2 hours. I'm about to cut y'all off a little bit. But
Shut
nah,
me up.
genuinely, like thank you guys for the questions. We will have to catch up on well, the last 3, including Ruby's question, next episode. I love that we're actually getting like enough content out of a few things to actually warrant more questions on the next episode. I love that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, but shout out to the Discord like server boosters. I'm about to say Ruby, me, Jen, Soft, Callie Hex, Little Bird, and then White Wolf, aka Astro's boyfriend. Like y'all have been awesome in getting us further boosted in the server, and like
Thank you.
like we appreciate you guys so much for your support. Ruby, since you are now the new 4th host of the show, what is your closing statement for this episode?
Pre-order Wonder Woman 29 and 30. And Absolute Wonder Woman, because why not?
Very much so, very much so. B-Rex, what you got for these folks?
For me, just remember, comic books are encouragement to read, not just for adults, but for kids as well. Get your kids' hands on comic books, and trust me, it will get them further in their education than just putting them in front of video games. I love my video games, but you gotta read a little bit to get that story from those video games, and it'll hit you a lot better when you get older.
Most definitely. Astro, what you got for these people?
Do your pre-orders and pre-order Wonder Woman. Do what you need to do, because if you're tired of how mainline is going, you have an open invitation from DC to do something about it financially.
Very much
And
so.
sales will always matter, no matter. Sales will always matter over anything, no matter what DC has already planned.
Most definitely. I'll say like that kind of like wraps up what I would say, guys. Folks, pre-order your damn books. Start a pull list. If you don't know how to start a pull list, we have the Discord. We will talk to you through how to do it. There's multiple different resources. There's also great links in the Discord to find your local comic book shop. Let us know if you need help. Because if you don't pre-order your books, how the hell are DC and Marvel and all these other publishers going to know what you want to read? But we will catch you folks next time right here at Comics Unmasked. Peace out.